extending this invitation for me to come and talk something about surveillance in EO systems. Now, this domain of surveillance in EO systems, it has evolved. Earlier it was a force enhancer. Now it is slowly becoming a foundation upon which modern military operations will take place. I can say with some humility that I have witnessed this transformation firsthand throughout my career, and today we stand at a cusp of a revolution that will redefine how we perceive, process and project power in 21st century. The recent months have provided us with compelling evidence of the same. When we look at global conflicts commencing from Armenia, Azerbaijan to Russia, Ukraine and Israel, Hamas, and to our own experience in an Operation Sindoor, one truth emerges with crystal clarity. The side that sees first, sees farthest, and sees most accurately prevails. This axiom has guided military thinking for centuries and has become even more relevant in our current era of precision warfare and multi-domain operations. This brings me to the critical importance of deep surveillance in contemporary warfare. The lessons from Operation Sindoor have reinforced what military strategists have long understood, but perhaps not fully appreciated until now. Modern warfare, thanks to technology, has fundamentally altered the relationship between distance and vulnerability. It has given a new meaning to simultaneity and non-linearity. Earlier, the horizon marked the limit of immediate threat. Today, precision-guided munitions like Scalp, BrahMos, etc. have rendered geographical barriers almost meaningless, as strikes with BVR air-to-air missiles and supersonic air-to-ground missiles have become commonplace. When weapons can strike targets hundreds of kilometers away with pinpoint accuracy, the traditional concepts of front, rear and flanks, combat zones, depth areas all become irrelevant. What we call the front and the theatre merged into one. This new reality demands that we extend our surveillance envelope far beyond what previous generation could have even imagined. We must detect, identify and track potential threats not when they approach our borders, but when they are still in their staging areas, airfields, bases and deep within their own territory. This existed as a concept even earlier, but today we have the means to realize it. The compressed timelines of modern warfare amplify this need. When hypersonic missiles can traverse hundreds of kilometers in mere minutes and drone swarms can reach their targets before traditional decision-making processes can respond, real-time or near real-time surveillance becomes not just advantageous but essential for survival. The speed of modern weapons has fundamentally altered the OODA loop, compressing it from hours to minutes and sometimes even seconds. This new reality is being shaped by small satellite constellations that are revolutionizing battlefield awareness. The fusion of electro-optical, SAR and SIGINT capabilities now enable a 24/7 dynamic, persistent and predictive mosaic of the battlefield. We no longer merely observe, we anticipate, predict and preempt. The precision that defines modern weapon systems, however, comes with its own challenges. While it offers unprecedented capability to strike with minimum collateral damage, it also demands intelligence of equal precision. Outdated or inaccurate targeting data doesn't merely reduce effectiveness, it can lead to mission failure, unintended casualties and strategic setbacks that reverberate far beyond the immediate battlefield. As we contemplate our own surveillance capabilities, we must understand the rapidly evolving threat landscape, particularly the remarkable advances made by our neighbor to the north. China's military space program has expanded from operating just 36 satellites in 2010 to over 1,000 by 2024. with more than 360 dedicated to ISR missions. The creation of an independent aerospace force in April 24, reporting directly to the Central Military Commission, signals China's recognition of space as the ultimate high ground in modern warfare. Their satellites have recently demonstrated sophisticated dogfighting maneuvers in low Earth orbits, practicing tactics designed to track and potentially disable adversary space assets. They have evolved from a kill chain to a kill mesh, an integrated network that seamlessly interweaves ISR satellites with weapon systems. Yet, even when we acknowledge these challenges, we must also celebrate our own remarkable achievements. Operation Sindoor demonstrated that indigenous innovation, when properly harnessed, can match and even exceed international benchmarks. At the heart of our success was the integrated air command and control system, a testament to Indian engineering excellence and strategic vision. It was also synchronized and integrated with the Indian Army's Akash Tir system, providing a joint and integrated approach to the air defense of the nation. What made ISCCS particularly effective was its impact on decision-making speed. In modern warfare, information without the ability to act upon it rapidly is of limited value. ISCCS compressed our sensor-to-shooter timelines dramatically, enabling responses that outpace adversaries' decision cycle. This success was not accidental, but the result of years of indigenous development, rigorous testing and continuous refinement, and demonstrated the importance of self-reliance in national security. As we look to the future, we must recognize that tomorrow's battlefield will demand sensors in all domains, data in the cloud, technology embedded in the systems, and algorithms actively engaged in the fight. Surveillance and electro-optics will be one of the foundational layers of military operations, enabling dominance through foresight and planning rather than firepower alone. Our Mail and Hail platform, including the MQ-9, Tapas, etc., must therefore evolve with modular payloads, advanced sensor fusion, and AI-assisted analysis to provide commanders with unprecedented situational awareness. The integration of many hyperspectral sensors on the UAVs coupled with onboard edge computing to reduce latency with reliable systems that can see, analyze and decide faster than human operators. This speed advantage is critical because future war will be won by those who complete the OODA loop fastest, observing, orienting, deciding and acting before their adversaries. DRDO labs are pivotal in this transformation, and IDEX initiative continues to bridge the gap between military requirements and technological progress of our defense startups and MSME. As I look at the program for today's seminar, I see an impressive array of speakers from our armed forces, DRDO and private industry. Each one of them brings unique perspective and expertise. I urge all of you to engage not just as passive listeners, but as active participants in shaping our surveillance future. The challenges we face are real and growing, but so too are our capabilities, our determination, and our unity of purpose. What I see when I see the talent assembled in this room, when I consider the achievements we have already accomplished and the technologies on our horizon, I am filled with confidence. The path ahead demands continued investment, sustained innovation, and above all, collaboration across all stakeholders. Government, military, industry, and academia must work as one team with one goal, ensuring India's security through surveillance superiority. I look forward to receiving the insights and recommendation that emerges from today's deliberation. Thank you for listening. Jai Hind.